didn't want problems. Our parents told us like, hey, like you don't want issues, don't cause problems.
Let me give you $1,000 a day, run an ad for me, and give me 100 leads a day. It doesn't work that way.
If you're running ads and you don't have organic content, there's no way for you to build rapport before the call. I still have to go and improve those relationships and still eat and still work. Just because I make money doesn't mean that I can just leave business. Like, it's just not the way the world works. What those other managers and directors need to be following in order to make everything efficient.
Hey everybody, it's Red Taylor with the Red Hot Read Show, and I am fired up today. I have a serial entrepreneur as the guest who is going to give you the 411 on everything digital marketing and scaling ads and running your business, what that looks like in 2024. He's a 26-year-old multi-millionaire, 9+ figure, has been featured all over the country. If you're not on Instagram and Facebook and seeing him run his ads, you're probably not looking in the right places. He's been featured in places like Entrepreneur Magazine, New York Weekly, 30 Under 30, Yahoo Finance, Fox News, NBC, and Market Watch, to name a few. He has a Scale Your Ads tour all across America. He's probably sitting in your backyard right now running a show to teach you how to grow your business. We are really, really grateful and thankful to have him on the Red Hot Read today. His name is Jason Wojo. Welcome to the show, Jason.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Glad to have you here. So like I kind of, talked to you earlier, Jason and I have known each other for a little while, man. We've done a little bit of work together, and as a young guy, I've been in business now for about 25 years myself. And as a young guy, you really, really impressed me early on. I've admired you and continued to follow your work over the last year. And just, brother, you're blowing up, man. I'm proud for you. I'm proud of you. I'm admired by your success, and just really want you to share your story with my audience.
Yeah, no, dude, of course. And, it's a big thing for me to always just build more relationships. It's been a huge play for me. So like everybody that I come in contact with, just try to get the most out of a relationship and keep it going. And it's never just about transacting. And that's a big play for me over the last year is, doing podcasts like this, doing the events, being able to shake people's hands in person, just doing a lot more than just sitting behind the laptop running ads. Because I feel like the skill set gets you to the proof of concept, and then the market will then tell you hey, this really isn't working anymore because no one actually cares who you are or knows who you are. So you have to do more beyond just the money. It's more about the impact.
Man, it is. And I'm really happy to hear you say that because, from a guy that's been doing business for a long time and been successful on my own level, I've learned over the years, just time after time again, that it's all about relationships, and it's all about, connections and getting in rooms and getting with folks that are really smarter than you, and fostering those relationships to be able to give, man. And obviously you've got a much bigger platform, online presence than I do. So I feel like you're giving to my audience today. Like I said, I'm really grateful for it. So, let's start. So, you've scaled your business really over the last 3-4 years. I think you've been doing this yourself, from what I've studied in my research now. You're in your 4th year full time doing this, and you're at an absolutely astounding. You're over $150 million in ads. What does that mean? Tell my audience, how does that even happen, bro?
Yeah. So we have worked in 90+ niches and verticals. And this is coaches, consultants, service providers, e-com stores, personal brands, anything lead gen or, content based or e-com based. There's only some niches that we don't work with, but we've spent I believe it's over 35 million on paid traffic. And we've then generated over 150, which is about a 4 ROAS. So, to really specify that, a ROAS is a return on ad spend. So we're getting, every dollar we give in the ad platform universally, on average, we've gotten a 4x back. I always use the words on average, and because people take it out of context. They're like, oh, that means I can get a 4x. It's no, it's on average. So yeah, I mean, just being able to do that comes down to good systems. It's good offers. It's good landing pages. It's good ecosystems. There's a lot more than just the ads themselves, though. Yeah, we run ads for a ton of businesses, but we always try to make sure that they understand that if their ecosystem isn't dialed in, then it's really hard for them to run a ton of ads. Like if their organic isn't that great, or their website's not ranking that great, or their CRM isn't fully built out, or their salesperson isn't massively motivated and it's like really bottlenecking their sales process, or whatever that looks like, it can really hinder where the business is going. Because if the foundational KPIs are set up for failure, if you pour more gas on the fire, which is the foundation, like it could actually blow up, not in
Mm,
the right way, but in the wrong way.
yeah.
So like, yeah, having those foundational KPIs really structures a business a lot better. And we're able to get to the nitty gritty of that. Like, a really good example of this is there's a lot of misconceptions about the advertising space online. A lot. One is, oh, if I give the ad platform money, I should expect results. Well, results are quantifiable and qualifiable based on like what your business looks like right now. So like you could get leads, but like what if the leads are not pre-framed to be high quality in the first place? Is it the offer? Is it the messaging? Is it the script? Is it like what are we asking them on the lead form? What like are they watching other videos afterwards? Are they being nurtured? Is a salesperson calling them 3 times a day? Like what does that look like? Ads are not this thing that you just give the ad platform money and you just make money back. It actually is funny because the thing that we've seen that most people don't want to admit is like when you spend money on ads, you're actually exposing your business to problems. And as we were kids, like we didn't want problems. Our parents told us like, hey, like you don't want issues. Don't cause problems. Don't cause issues with people. I completely changed my mindset around that when I was like, hey, if we run more ads and we get more clients, we're having problems with either a team member isn't as good as we thought, or this system is overcomplicating things. We need to really simplify this, or
Mm,
this product deliverable that we've promised people, like it's really not making us money. It's just an add-on that doesn't need to be there. Like all these other problems that we're now situating with, blaming ads, like, oh, ads aren't working for me. Well, it might just be that maybe you need a good organic presence and your niche has a lot of objections that you're not taking care of. Like they go and they find you on Google, they don't like what they see, or they go on Google and they don't see you at all, or like there's so many touch points that people are having with your ecosystem. And if you're not covering them, then it's tough. And like the whole organic piece of, because some people like to play the whole card of, well, it's easier for you because you have a lot of followers. Well, dude, it took me 6 years.
yeah.
I've been posting content for 6 years, and like it's not this thing that I just woke up with in 30 days and had 1 million followers. Like it's not that easy. It's really not. And the money I had to spend to even do that and run all the ads and all that, it's just a skewed argument. So having those problems, you have to welcome that, because those are the actual problems and challenges that do make you more money long term, but are not direct ROIs right now.
Right, right. And that's how you grow. And so let's break this. There's so many levels that I want to break this down to, because I feel like you speak in a language that's almost like Greek to business owners like myself, and the guy that's running the HVAC company, or the guy that's running the plumbing company, or like myself, I'm running an insurance brokerage firm. And what does every business owner, what do they always need all the time, no matter what? They need more customers. They need more customers when the times are good. They need more customers when times are bad. And so guys like Jason Wojo that basically mastered the art of advertising and digital marketing are the solution to those problems. But the problems are so much more detailed that it's not simply, hey, let me give you $1,000 a day, run an ad for me, and give me 100 leads a day. And so let's break it down, because you mentioned so many different things that I want people to understand. And let's just start with organic content versus paid ads, because there's a huge argument out there. You go and listen to Hormozy, who created it. Is he the Godzilla in our space?
Yeah.
And he did it all off of pretty much organic content, right? I mean, you look at, guys like Dan Henry, who's a paid ads guru, what you do. So let's talk about the difference between paid ads and organic content.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that when I differentiate the two is you're using organic to build this reputation and you're building rapport with an audience. So if you're running ads and you don't have organic content, there's no way for you to build rapport before the call or build
Right.
rapport long term or nurture. Also, organic will tell you what topics your ideal avatar wants you to talk about, which would then translate into ads. So, like, if I'm posting a bunch of organic content, I'm taking all my best pieces of organic and I'm saying, all right, cool, these videos did really well organically. I should take those same angles and topics and turn them into ads because they should translate into good
Yeah.
results.
Yeah. It
So you're
correlates.
using, yeah, you're using organic to build the foundation to then run ads.
Yeah.
like another thing is, yes, organic's important, but like if your offer isn't that great, ads are actually not going to do
Mm,
a better job anyway. So you
yeah,
have to really harness what that good offer is inside of your business. Because here's the biggest thing when you talk about, oh, HVAC companies, plumbers that are listening to this that are like, this stuff is Greek. Here's one of the biggest problems that I see with this is that organic and referrals has been their entire business. They're blue collar, right? They're an older crowd. They don't want to go on video all the time. But here's the
right.
problem is that they have a sales team right now where for the last 20 years, all of their leads have been referrals and organic to where those sales are literally layups. Like you
Yeah.
can't mess that up.
Yeah.
But then
There's
you
no,
go to the yeah. But
eh,
then you go to the paid ad route, and the paid ad route is they have no idea who you are. They don't trust you. You got to persuade them. You got to show them information. You got to basically nurture them. Like it requires a different type of salesperson, and that's what sometimes happens is they go from an organic mindset to a paid, and they're upset. They're like, "Oh, these leads aren't great." I'm like, actually, you just need to actually have better salespeople talking to them. And they don't want to admit that because that salesperson has been like that family friendly person who took referrals and organic for so long. And it now requires the business to have more scalability. Because, dude, you can run. I always look at breakpoints. There's a lot of breakpoints inside of a business. So, like, first breakpoint is 1 million, which you have to go from operator to leader. And then there's 3 million, which is systems. And then from 3 million to 7 million is people. And then 7 million to 12 million is products or product
okay.
ladder and like lifetime value. So, these different breakpoints, you could stay between 1 and 3 million all you want, but you actually have to have good systems moving forward to be able to build a bigger 8 figure business. Like, that's
Systems.
what it
What do you
requires.
mean? Systems. Talk about systems. What breaks that
The
down,
big,
please?
yeah, like the big thing with systems is that when you're running ads, like who's talking to who, what are we pitching, what's the product offering, how do we streamline the sales process when they come in, how do we streamline their onboarding, like how do all these things divvy up to make sure that what's on the front end is also on the back.
Mm,
um, Also expectations are a part of systems, like making sure that the client understands like here's what's going to happen. And sometimes there are things that just randomly happen that we don't know about, like
right.
it's just random stuff. And it's like I think too, the expectations piece and systems piece also comes down to who you're targeting. Because when you target the wrong people, they're not understanding enough of what can happen or what curveballs can happen during a sales journey. So, like it's a thing too where systems are also predicated on the leadership. Like
Mm,
who's ever a leader inside of your business, either your ops or your COO, whatever that looks like whatever is inside of your business or a director of operations, like that person has to set the precedent and the standard for what those other managers and directors need to be following in order to make everything efficient. Because the biggest thing that collapses a business is inefficiency. And it's inefficiency for revenue per head, like revenue per hour, headaches, like how much are we spending on headaches, like all these things that are all in like efficiency KPIs that we don't really keep track of, but now we do, is like what does this person do on a daily basis, how much are we paying them an hour, how much are they making us an hour, how much time are they actually working, like all these things that really matter so that we can actually divvy up, hey, this person's pay should be here, this person's pay should be there, like all these
yep.
things will be divvied up. And then the other thing too, man, is like there's business owners who are a lot older who are, running organic referral based businesses and they just don't want to run ads because they want to understand it. This is a big thing that I see. Like, oh, if I don't understand it, I don't want to do it. It's like,
Right.
whoa, slow
Right.
down. Why would you want to understand it? Like, it's so complicated. You don't want to be so in the dirt with it. Like, you need to be busy on running your business, not letting those things be a distraction. Like, let other people handle it. But older people, they always want to touch it and know it and see it and feel it, and it causes distractions and it causes a control issue, and it makes it
Yeah.
inefficient in the first place.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, I can relate to that so much because, like you and I, you know this. I've been doing this for a long, long time, and that's where I am right now. I'm in the process the last year and a half of reinventing myself and learning this whole new side of how to scale a business. Why? It's exciting to me. Okay, it's hard. It's a grind. It's not easy. I can't give a guy like you $5,000 a month and you send me back 2,000 leads. It doesn't work that way. You have to get into your KPIs. You got to get front end. You got to get middle of funnel. You got to get the back of the funnel, and it takes time. And so many people like myself are either just like you said, A, they don't understand it, so nope, we're not doing it, or B, they're just completely impatient and they don't understand that, inputs don't necessarily equal outputs in this field. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
dude,
mean,
it's like
it's a test. It's all a test. It's an equation, right? I mean, it's point A, B, C, and D will get you an E sometimes, but then you may have to tweak A and you may have to tweak D at this point, and then I mean, it's just it seems like it's a consistent, uh, you know, equation that changes on you sometimes.
yeah. It's like it's just it's this thing where also people just don't have the patience, like you were saying, like to seek out the numbers because they just don't want to pay for something that's like intrinsic. So like when when I first started running ads, like I lost a lot of money in the beginning, but you lose the money to find your next problem that you have to solve, and that's like
It's
really important
education.
to understand. Yeah, it's
It's
all about
education.
data.
You got people that are going out there and they're paying these, freaking 150, $250,000 to go to college for 4 years, for 5 years. And the opportunity cost that is associated with that money, I think right now, more than any other time in history, is absolutely devastating because not only are they losing the time, the 4 to 5 years that they could be investing into, I don't care if you do this or if you go and you learn a trade, you learn how to be a plumber or an electrician or whatever, or you learn how to be a videographer, production, or you learn how to rate, run ads. But that's an investment in something that is going to pay off for you. College these days, that history degree or a liberal arts degree, man, you're coming out making $40,000 a year. You're never going to pay you're never paying your loans back anyway. And so, they don't correlate in
Yeah,
other words.
yeah. It's also this thing too where like the amount of money you're going to spend to harness your KPIs is so well worth it because then the longevity of the business is now derived on like actual numbers where you can make a choice. Most people make emotional choices in their business. Like when they start spending money, it's all emotion. And it's like as soon as you get unemotional with the money then just actually works for you a lot faster, more intrinsically. So, it's like, dude, there's weeks where we run ads and we don't do that well. Like that's just part of the game. Like either the leads on the phone weren't that great, or like, maybe we decided to switch our offer a little bit and people didn't really like it, or whatever it is. It's like I'm looking to the market for the answers and I want the market to give me those answers, not myself. Like I don't want to be
Mm,
emotionally into the whole like, yeah, that's gonna work or this should work. No,
data.
pitch it. Does someone want it? No. All right, cool. Emotionally unwrapped. So that's what I care about more. Like just understanding that the market is the only decision maker, not me.
So let's talk about that. Break it down a little bit because there are several important factors to running good advertising, running good marketing, and running good ads. So I think that I've heard you really dial in on four specific factors of effective digital marketing. Can you break those down for us today?
Yeah, yeah. So the biggest four are number one is your offers. Okay. You have to have like this evergreen impulse offer that makes it easy for your prospects to say yes for less ad spend. So, like, what offer can I package for my prospects that's going to make my thing sexy, a little bit different, and also backed by a ton of social proof? Like, you don't just want to push out offers that you can't fulfill on and you don't have social proof on. So, that means that you're new to market. You want to have something that's like what I call is in the family. Like, don't just push an offer because it sounds good. Push an
Yeah.
offer that is good, but you can fulfill on and you can back with social proof. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Second thing is your landing pages and your nurtures and your ecosystem. So, like, yeah, they see your offer, they click an ad, they go to your page. What does that page look like? What's the copy? What's the video on the page? Are there FAQs? Is there social proof? Are you answering their biggest questions? And what's your conversion rate on it? If they do become a lead, who's nurturing? Who's talking to them? Who's assigned? What are the texts? What are the emails? That whole ecosystem piece. Three are your ads, but I like to call it the creative omnipresence. So, like, how do you take one ad and go to other platforms and be able to reinvent that same creative? Not just duplicating and copy and pasting. I'm talking every platform has a certain, like, some platforms are faster. Some platforms, people need to be more educated. Some platforms, people like more social proof. So, like, that creative omnipresence of swarming the prospect around the internet is way more beneficial than just like getting the easy way out, taking a creative and just copy and pasting it over.
Yeah, so omnipresence, you're talking about real quick. Let me interject there. So you're talking just so everybody understands. You're going from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
YouTube, LinkedIn. Are you using Google as well? Are you on? Are you're talking about as much virology as you possibly can be. So you're in front of as many people, as many eyeballs as you can.
Yeah, and then you're sharing that data across the platform to retarget. So like if people start clicking on TikTok and they're going to a landing page, or Facebook pixels on there as well, then you can retarget on Facebook. So
Gotcha.
that's where you're basically divvying up the ad spend so that's equally attributed. And then fourth are the KPIs, which are like, yo, what are the numbers in the business that we have to pull levers on that actually make the most sense? Like if we're getting good clicks and no one's opting in, then it's got to be the form or the landing page. When
Mm.
people run ads, they're like, oh, my lead cost is this. I'm like, dude, maybe your offer is not that great. Oh, no, it's the ads. No, it's not. Stop blaming the ads. It's the ecosystem. Like what is the offer? What's the lead for? What's the conversion rate? Who's even, dude, we've had clients. Oh my God, bro, I can't. Where we had this guy last month who he was running a webinar funnel, and it's for like basically for like getting people into IRAs. So, which is a very tough niche, by the way, because a lot of people are financial advisors.
Right, right.
We sent him over 800 signups on his webinar. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to call all the leads. I'm going to build rapport, all this stuff. I got setters. This man never even wouldn't even answer us in Slack, wouldn't talk to us. We were running the ads. He wouldn't communicate. We sent him all these leads. And he's like, oh, I didn't know the leads were coming in. I'm like, dude, we told you we launched 3 days ago. And he's like, oh, my setters aren't aware. I'm like, no, they are, because we set up the automations and all this stuff for them. And they were blaming us. I'm like, yo, we texted you 5 times on Go High Level. We did all these things. He's like, oh, that's my old phone number. I'm like, bro, what is going on right now? So,
Dude, come on.
they are not. It's this thing where, and then he's trying to come to us and say, like, oh, it's your guys' fault. No, it's not. Like that's a good example. Second example is when the leads were assigned to somebody, and that person either wasn't incentivized to call the leads, isn't understanding how to use the software. Like all these things encompass the systems that the business owner
They
has. And
matter.
sometimes
They're
we'll send them a
big.
ton of leads. Yeah. Like we'll
Yeah.
send them a ton of leads and they're like, oh, I didn't know how to call them that fast. I'm like, what the hell do you mean you have to call them that fast?
Are you
Dude,
working
it's just
today?
crazy.
Did,
Dude,
did,
it's
did your
crazy.
team come to work today? So yeah, no, I get it. And so many folks, it's like they want to blame everything on you. They want to find excuses to fail. Okay. They go hire this guy, they go hire this team, and you go out and you run the program, you run the play for them, and you get the ball down to the goal line and they fumble. They're throwing an interception, and it's your fault. You did. Hey, you did it. Yeah. So, and look, I understand it completely. Heck, I walked into my guys this morning. I said, fellas, we got to make a better offer. We got to work on our offers. And I think what I'm learning, and I'm really new to this, and my knowledge is about enough to get me in trouble. But what I'm learning is, if you're not saying constantly, we better focus on making a better offer, a more sexy offer, then you're probably not evolving and growing and trying to get more and more excellent in scale. Would you agree with that? Or what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, the offers too are going to dictate your whole customer journey. So, big thing, this will be a really gold nugget for everyone listening is like when you make an offer, you always look at what you're pushing on the front end. Okay, so like, what does this offer on the front end, and what problem do I create when they buy it? Now, what do I mean by that? Because you're like, wait, why the hell would you want to give them a problem? I associate problems with new solutions or products that I need to come out with to provide to the client. So let's say client comes in, they're getting ads. Okay, cool, you're getting me leads. Let's say client sales team is terrible. Let's just say, okay, well, now we partner with a sales training company who can supply them with setters and closers. So now they can pay us for that. All right, cool. Next problem. We're getting all these leads, but my setters and closers, but like, what about emailing them? Okay, cool. Email marketing. Like we're always trying to create a problem to keep the client around longer. Now, obviously, I don't like to call them problems. I call them challenges because problems actually suck. Challenges are actually things that are going to like, if you squeeze a challenge, you're going to get a win. So like, that's what I look at. And then when your customer journey's done, how do you ask for referrals? Like, how do you manage your referrals and how do you incentivize them and organize your referrals better? Because like we had a really good system, but then we weren't systemizing referrals. So like, what do? We bought we have a cell phone now for each salesperson that's only referrals. So like we have a
Nice. Okay.
number for them and we're like, hey, like when we're at the events or when we're talking to clients, we're like, all right, this is your referral phone. This is new client's phone. So like now they have 3 cell phones, which is, I know, absurd, but like, dude, when we're running a service business, we have to divvy up like, hey, this phone, at the end of the day, I'm going to go through referrals. Like Massively important. And the other side of the coin too is like, if you don't have enough offers, your clients are going to leave you. And why
Mm,
do I say that? Because if you don't offer the solution, bro, and you only offer one, they're going to go somewhere else to get all of them. So it's
right.
like, if you don't offer enough products or solutions, they're just going to go somewhere else where they have it all. Even if they're going to pay more, they're still going to go to the other person because they're like, hey, let's say I only ran ads and did nothing else with their CRMs. They're like, dude, I could easily replace you because you only run ads. You don't do anything else. You don't do copy. You don't do all this other. I'm just going to go somewhere else where it's an extra $500 a month, but I get it all. And I'm like, damn, we just lost a customer. Some people are like, oh, our product's not that good. It might be good, but it's not product market fit. People don't think about these things. They're like, oh, my product, my offer, all this stuff. Like, dude, ask the market why you're not doing well. Don't be ashamed to ask your clients, hey, what else would you want that you're not getting from us right now?
Right.
We want
Right.
email, we want SEO, we want organic. All right, shit, I got to build new departments now. Because if she or he is thinking that one thing, there's thousands of other people who are thinking the same. And that's just the
Yep.
reality. And I got to
And
cover that bottleneck.
yeah. And so how big is your personal team now?
We got a team of 56 now.
Okay, dude, you're growing. I mean, I think you were in the 20s last time you and I talked and worked together. So I mean, let me switch gears for a little bit because as an entrepreneur, as a young guy, managing people, putting teams together, I mean, it's absolutely exhausting. It's another world, and you want to talk about problems. It's a whole other set of problems. So how are you doing with that? How is handling that? Is that something that you're enjoying doing? Do you have somebody that's really handling that for you? Tell
Yeah.
us about that.
So biggest
That's
thing,
big.
yeah, dude, biggest thing that we realized, and like just to give you context, like 56 people, I would say there's now 42 people that are fulfillment. The rest of them though are part-time contractors or they work by personal brand. So I don't want to inflate it, but that's like how it's divvied up. So it's
Sure.
from 20s when we last talked, around 41, 42 that are full-time fulfillment. Um, so with that being said, like how does that look? How do we organize it? Here's the brutal reality, dude. This might sound really farce, but we just had to raise prices and pay people more. And like, I know that's so vague and simple and small, but like, where do we get the least amount of problems? From people who are paying anywhere from 7,000 a month to 12,000 a month who are in fulfillment. When
Mm,
we're paying people what they want, they don't cause problems.
right.
But when you're in the beginning, you're like, all right, I need to pay this contractor 2 to 4 grand a month. Like, bro, to be honest, you're getting a individual because now they're going to nickel and dime and ask
They're
for
not
raises
motivated. They're
quickly.
not
Yeah, they're not.
motivated. They think they're worth more anyway. And if you're getting, let's be honest, people who are high quality, elite level folks, they're probably out doing their own thing anyways. And so for you to get that next level of quality and next level of talent, you got to pay them, or you're dealing with inconsistencies, you're dealing with more and more problems and really bad product.
And like, dude, big thing I'll say too is we've tried a lot of hiring sites. And this is a gold nugget for anybody is like, oh, where should I be hiring? Blah, 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 blah. Dude, LinkedIn every day of the week. Bro, I
Yeah.
can't tell you enough because you want to know why people don't go to LinkedIn right now? Because when you put a job posting up, they charge you $90 a day per job post. And people are like, why the hell would I want to pay $90 a day, bro? The hiring difference has been it's night and day, bro. When we
So
were doing
good.
Upwork and email list and social media, as soon as we went to LinkedIn and we put a budget aside, like, we have about 10 jobs up right now. So we spend $900 a day on just hires. Like, it's better people. I
Yeah.
don't want more headaches inside of my business. So I'm just willing to spend the money to get better people.
Yeah.
Also, you're going to get way more applicants. Every single job post that we post on LinkedIn, when we say 7 to 10K a month starting, we're getting 300 applicants a week and we can wean them out. We can ask them questions. Pay the $90 a day. Don't
Yeah.
cheap out on this. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's literally night and day. And that also comes back to the other piece, which is organic and an ecosystem. Why am I bringing that up? Because when they're applying for a job for us on LinkedIn, where are they going afterwards? Who is this company? What does their website look like? Who the fuck's the owner? Does he post content? Is he good? People want to work for us because they see all the shit that I do online. They're like, damn, he's speaking at events. He's on podcasts. People like him. A lot of testimonials, blah, blah, blah. They want to work for us. They're not going to work for somebody who posts a weird video of them in their fucking basement 5 weeks ago and is like, all right, we're a tech company, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's stupid. They want someone to actually follow. Like, you need to not just be a leader, but you also need to be able to have the attributes of wanting people to gravitate towards them being a follower to you. Like, it's
Yeah.
not just about the whole leading standpoint. Do people follow you to the promised land?
So talk about that, because at such a young age, you had to have learned from somebody. Where did you? Because I mean, you started out in. I think I saw somewhere you were started out in culinary school. You wanted to be a chef. You hopped off that, started trading Pokemon cards, flipping them, making a little money there, and then you started running ads for maybe a local business guy. But at some point, you tapped into somebody that really was able to pour a system, a big picture system of this into you, to give you the expertise and the elite level knowledge that you need. You're obviously very intelligent, you're a smart guy, and you're a high level achiever. But at some point, you tapped into somebody that gave you some leadership skills that are abnormal, they're uncommon. Who was that?
Yeah, so there's three people. One was my first ever mentor. His name was Greg Barry. He's the one that taught me all the marketing, tactical stuff, and also about life. Dude, man, Greg is an entrepreneur that nobody knows about, but makes more money than every single person that you see online. Like,
Nice.
he's very behind the scenes entrepreneur. He runs a bunch of like t-shirt embroidery factories in Miami. Like, they do 100 million plus a year. Like, he runs a real business.
Yeah, yeah,
And Greg was the one who taught me about like ClickFunnels and Active Campaign, and then he left the online space. He was like, dude, like, I want to go run a business that my kids can take over. Like, I need
yeah,
to get the fuck off the online stuff. And I was like, all right, like, dude, I appreciate everything you've done for me. Um, that guy, hands down, dude, like, no one's ever gonna know who he is, but like, anytime that I'm going through some type of weird patch in my life or something personally, dude, like, having that person in your corner who will always vouch for you, who always talk to you, is massively important, dude. And like,
yeah,
sometimes being a good person just gets you in that room for
yeah.
free. Like, dude, it's just crazy. Like, he has his wife, four kids, and bro, he has one friend, two friends. One is his business partner, and the other one is me. Like, I'm the only person who calls him. He's like, dude, you're the only person that I pick up. Everybody else, I just hit the red button. And I'm like,
I can relate a little bit to that. I got a handful of buddies, about 5 or 6 guys that we went to junior high and high school together, man, and we're still really tight. Outside of that, I don't really talk to a whole lot of people. I
yeah,
got
dude.
6 kids and a wife, so
And
yeah,
like, everything he's ever taught me has been just like honestly about life, but it also translates to
cool,
marketing.
good,
And
yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
nice,
the whole simple that sells, and the whole like stop overcomplicating this, and like, dude, even stuff with like women and life, like, he's always in my ear going, dude, you don't need a girl right now. Like, stop doing this, stop forcing, stop trying to like do this
hmm,
relationship route. Like, dude, focus on you. You're smart. Women are gonna come to you. Stop doing this crap. And like, I get in these weird ruts where I'm trying to start a dating life and I'm trying to figure this stuff out. And he's like, dude, stop. Like, it's stupid. It's you're overcomplicating it. You're stressing yourself out. Like, dude, you're so smart. And the women that you want will then come to you. Like, stop trying to like, like force women into talking to you. Like, stop doing that. The universe doesn't like it. Um, so that was like one thing. And second thing is just like stuff with business. Like, dude,
hmm.
the smallest things that I wasn't thinking about, he's like, dude, just pay people more. And I'm like, what? He's like, dude, like, you're paying people 4 to 6 grand a month. And this was at the time. He's like, dude, let's be real, bro. They can't live off that. And he's like, dude, you know the answer. You just need me to give you the reassurance that
You
that's the
still
right
want to do
answer.
it, yeah, absolutely,
And I was like, all right, Greg, thanks, buddy. So that was the first person. I still talk to this very day, dude. Like, I still will fly to New York just to drive over the bridge to go to Connecticut and talk to him and chill out for the day.
cool,
Um, so like, there's that. Second one is Jason Capital. That's for, dude, Jason Capital is probably the number one person that I go to for like marketing advice and copy and offers. I am in a mastermind with Jason. It's $126,000 a year. It's a very expensive mastermind, but like, that's the one where I talk about paying to play. So like, paying to play is massively important in any space, any niche. Like, yes, you could build relationship with people like I did with Jason, where I went to free events of his for 2 straight years.
hmm,
I sat in the rooms. I did what he said. Like, dude, it worked. And it's honestly like, what you get in, like what you get out is what you put in, dude. It's simple life principles. And then the third person, geez, man, probably where we're at in our business is probably Brandon Dawson. He's one of Grant Cardone's partners,
Wow.
all about
Yeah.
systems, and like we're in the Elite 125 program, which is
Nice.
450,000. We paid for that, and that was where now we're learning about like leadership and people and like products and dude, all this KPI stuff. Like it's really high level.
Yeah.
Um, so it's really cool and exciting to be a part of that like circle. And I'm making friendships with Jared Glenn and trying to get into Grand Circle. That's obviously tough. But like, dude, like that's teaching me the whole paying to be in the room thing. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just important.
It seems to me, Brandon, well, first I'll comment on Greg because he's, people like that who are able to make a long lasting impact in your life, man, what a blessing that is. And I'm happy to see uh, how you feel about him and how you treasure that relationship and respect that guy, because that's going to help you and him to grow in life, because you're helping him as much as he's helping you. You don't know it yet, but 20 years from now you'll look back and you're like, man, yeah, that's that was the deal. It was a reciprocating relationship. uh Flipping over to Brandon, I've watched a lot of his stuff, and it seems to me that you never take anything away from Grant Cardone, because you want to talk about a Godzilla in the marketing space. That dude is an absolute, Godzilla standing on the Empire State Building type of figure in what he's doing. But I think Brandon, and the relationship that he's developed with Brandon over these last few years has catapulted him into diversifying and expanding his footprint into other products, other businesses, other levels. Is that kind of what you're seeing as well?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. And like also being the vision, because yeah, Grant's a visionary and Brandon's an operator, but when they work together, they both have like this massive vision, and
Yeah.
it's just a good compliment. Um, and like I think a big piece too is like being able to have somebody who sees things that you don't see.
Mm.
Like those hidden things in a business, like maybe they're doing M&A right now. They are, because Brandon's talking about M&A and doing a JV with them. So
What's that? What's that?
mergers and acquisitions. So like
Okay.
they're
Okay.
doing M&A and they're buying all these companies and basically scaling them, and like they want us to come in and basically do marketing for them. They want to do a little bit of a trial, so we're going to see how that goes. And like
So
with that,
Brandon and Grant have contacted you to come in and start running their marketing for
it's
their
yeah,
HVAC companies, that because he's running a big, isn't he doing HVAC and mattresses and in that kind of, I mean, what is it? If there's money in it, if you can scale it, I think they're trying to tap into it,
yeah,
right?
so they're doing a lot of HVAC, a lot of roofing, a lot of home service, because it's high ticket. Like,
Yeah.
dude, $15,000-$30,000 jobs, that's where they want to be.
Let's go.
And like, we're it's not finalized yet, but we're like in the small process of talking about it. So that's exciting. And then also like we're partnering with Andy Elliott. We're building out what he's calling
Dude,
Elliott.
he's blowing up, man. He's
Yeah,
blowing
so
up.
like, dude, I did the book funnel. I have a whole testimony of it. I just got it this morning. So
Serious?
yeah, I did the whole book funnel and I completely turned it around. And then now we're partnering with him and we're doing Elliott Leads. So I'm going to be co-managing partner of that with Andy. And now we're building out the marketing department, and then it's going to be powered by us.
Let's
Uh,
go.
so that's really exciting too. And then we're just trying to build partnerships too with people. Like I'm doing all the stuff one-on-one for those kind of partnerships because I want to prove the concepts first. Like, dude,
Yeah.
even with the level that we've gotten to, which is not this massive thing, it's not an ego thing, but like even where we've gotten, I still have to go and improve those relationships and still eat and still work and still do all of these KPI driven things. Like just because I make money doesn't mean that I can just leave the fucking business. Like it's just not the way the world works.
Don't work
Um,
that way.
yeah, definitely doesn't. And like it's just excited to be a part of those conversations. Like getting referred to bigger names and being a part of these circles is like, dude, it's so impactful. Like it's just way more intriguing to me than just getting paid. Like I don't really give
That's
like
what's
money.
driving you now. I can tell. I
Yeah,
can see you when you talk about it, dude. Your physiology changes. You sit up. Your head goes up. I mean, that is what's driving you now. At such a young age, you've got all this money, and I'll tell you, one thing I respect about you is a lot of times for young people, especially, it's much more difficult to handle success than it is failure, and you're learning how to handle success on a much more effective and high level manner. And so now the money's not the thing, is it? You know, why are you doing podcasts? Why are you doing all these other live events anymore? And I want you to explain that to everybody. But it's because it's becoming much more impactful to you, and you're helping all of these other high level guys grow and attain other levels. I mean, Andy Elliott, dude, he's a rock star in this space right now. Brandon Dawson, Grant Cardone, and your name is going to become synonymous with those guys, bro. That's huge. That's massive.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing I will say is that it also comes down to like how bad you want it. Like me and Andy's interaction was actually like very blunt and short. It's actually interesting because I got introduced to him from a podcast. I was on Justin Colby's podcast, and Justin was like, "Yo, I just had Andy on," and I was like, "Oh, dude, great! Like I saw his book funnel. I'd love to help him with it." He's like, "Yo, I'll put you in a group chat with him." I was like, "Oh." So I get in the group chat with him, and Andy would not answer me, dude. I texted him separately. I literally have like 9 texts of me saying like, "Yo, Andy, what's good, bro?"
Follow up, nurture.
And then the one text that got him, I shot him a Loom video. If no one knows what a Loom video is, it's like a screen record video where you like go through someone's stuff and you give them feedback and it records audio and video of your screen. He winds up sending that video to his marketing team, and the marketing team's like, "Yo, we got to work with him because he just like pulled this apart and I want him to do it." So then Andy was like, "All right, fine. Now you can talk to my team because you're not just someone trying to sell me. Like you showed the value, my team. I trust
Yeah,
them. I
yeah,
really want to,
yeah.
yeah." So that's how it went apart. And then I got on a Zoom call with them. I told them what it would look like, what it would cost. They're like, "Yeah, bro, we're in. Like, let's do it." So then I fixed the book funnel. I increased the AOV from $32 to $52 per person. And then they're scaling that out right now. And then now we're working on ETA, which is also with Brad Lee. So that's another person. So ETA, Andy and Brad Lee are partnered on this membership funnel that I just
Yeah,
finished this morning. I've been like,
yeah.
dude, I've been just grinding this shit on the one-on-one basis.
You're killing it.
And
Yeah, Brad Lee is. I mean, right? How long's he been doing it? Big.
years. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And
10
like
years,
they're
dozen
really
years.
good friends, dude. They're really good friends. And like now the whole relationship piece is like I'm doing the marketing stuff, but like also, dude, I'm then investing money in them because like
Nice. Yeah.
I'm doing marketing stuff, and like this week we leave in 2 days. I'm taking my sales guys to Andy Elliott's closer event, so I'm gonna let them hang out with Elliott for 2 days and just like build a
Cool.
relationship with Andy. I'm like, yo, like you guys are going there, like regardless of what I'm doing with Andy, like you still have to like show up and fucking be a professional and be an adult. Like, yeah, sales guys sometimes can be really immature, regardless of what company. Like they like to be flexible, they like to be free, but like they still have to hold up their end of the bargain. Because if I build a relationship with somebody, like I expect me to be a direct correlation of what my team looks like.
Of course.
So, they're gonna go there, have fun, build a relationship with them, like just stuff like that, dude. Like it's just exciting.
Yeah,
And
that's good stuff. You said something, the Loom videos, which is it caught my attention because that's something that we recently put into play here. Just and I think I heard it on maybe Ryan Pineda's podcast recently. I'm not sure who he was interviewing, but a guy was using a process called the Red Zone Rescue, and he's taking a Loom video when you got a client and they're on the goal line, on the 5-yard line, and you can't get them closed for whatever reason. And so what I told my agents, my sales reps to do, I said, send me that client, give me all the pertinent information. I'm going to shoot them a Loom video. I'm going to dissect their problem, give them the solution. I'm the face of the company, and we're going to see if we can't start getting them across the goal line. Dude, we're converting those at like 99% now. And it's like I told my guys, I said, you just need to send me maybe 2-3 a week, okay? People that you're working, you're nurtured, you've done a good job with it, and for whatever reason we can't get them across, I'm going to look at it, say, hey, man, this is what I would do if I were you. This is how I would do it. Shoot it in a video. It's a 2-minute, 3-minute video, okay? And if anybody out there is not doing that, you would be blown away at how much a client absolutely appreciates that and how they're impressed by it, okay? Because
especially when
you're the face of your company.
especially when you address their name in the video, like it doesn't look automated.
Yeah,
Some people are
yeah,
afraid of it. They're like, "Oh, that shit looks automated." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's me." And then you name the Loom video after them, like attention than their name. So it's like
yes.
it's good, bro. I mean, dude, the whole Loom video thing is way more personalized. It's a lot more efficient as well. And also, what can you do with those Loom videos? You can just put them in a library, and then you can have team and stuff train on those, and they can make their own. So like,
Yeah.
it's also an SOP building tool as well.
Nice, nice. Yeah, absolutely. That's really good stuff. So talk to me about some of this stuff, man, because you're doing these podcasts now. I want to know, I want to get your idea on that because obviously it's not I don't think it's a rev gen for you right now. It's not a lead gen for you. So tell me your philosophy or is it? What's going on with your podcast? Because
Oh,
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm enjoying it. It's an expensive hobby right now. I do believe it's going to be a lead gen, rev gen for me as we grow. And I just wanted to get your take on it as somebody who's already gotten to that level.
So yeah, so here's the thing I will say. So when I first started doing podcasts, I paid somebody to get me on podcast placements because I didn't want to do it myself. So I met this guy, Devin Rodriguez. He got me on 20 podcasts. It was 20 podcasts that were very high quality for 20K. So I got on the podcasts, and during these podcasts, man, like I don't pitch at all whatsoever, zero.
Right.
So like I don't pitch, but when they're in person, so like, and I'll circle this back to like your stuff, which is, and I'll give you some cool tidbits that I've done with other podcasts that you could take is
Cool.
if you're the guest on a podcast, you're actually going to make more money when you're the guest. Because if you're getting brought on, like I've been on 13 in-person podcasts, all 13 of those people now pay me, but that's in person. So in person, I'm able to build rapport. We go to lunch, we go to dinner, we smoke a cigar, whatever the hell it looks like. Like, dude, they start asking questions. I don't sell
Relationship.
at all. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
sell at all though. Dude, I've never once sold somebody in person. I don't even talk about the price. I don't talk about it. I just give them my value. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm out. My Uber's outside. They're like, no, cancel it. Like, I thought it was just this thing you go in and talk, and then they're like, hey, dude, like, I want you to sit with my marketing team, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, dude, the accounting department's wiring me money.
So
And I was like,
true. I love
okay,
it.
weird. So like that's been a huge thing. Like if I had to put a number on it over the last 4 months, the podcast where I go in person, where I'm in person, I've probably done like $250,000 at least revenue just for the podcast easily.
There's your answer.
Yeah, dude, it definitely works. But if you're running the podcast, here's what I would say to you is like, we have one client right now where we have a podcast like funnel where like they just sign up. It's really simple, dude. You don't have to pay nobody to do it. You can do it yourself. It's a very simple opt-in page. It's like, hey, tune in for the number one podcast for blah, 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 blah. They put their email in and then you just email them every single week with new episodes.
Yep.
Those people now tune in and you just have simple CTAs in the podcast. You upload them on YouTube, good thumbnails. You can go on Fiverr and have good thumbnails, and you just build an email list around it. You funnel them all to YouTube, and YouTube is going to close everybody. YouTube is the best high quality source for organic closing. That's not just paid ads.
Yeah.
So like, you'll run ads to the email list. You'll build a massive list. You send them all to YouTube to go watch the podcast. They subscribe. You build rapport every single episode. You let them know, hey, if you want to get a better rate, just click the link in the description. Bro, it fucking kills it. It's good. It's a good methodology for sure.
So you're going to something totally different now, Jason. You're going to email list. You're going to email marketing. So, bruh, as somebody that's so high tech and on the cutting edge of digital marketing, running social media ads, virology, content, all that stuff, and you're going to go all the way back to early 2000 email marketing. Talk to me about it, brother.
Like, dude, email is huge in a sense that, like, if you have people on your list who've already given you money, second money is the easiest. You should never have to work hard to get someone else to then buy again. It should be more efficient and easier for that matter. So,
Right.
What we see with email is that regardless of the list, like, yeah, if it's all cold, obviously it's harder. But if it's all warm emails, you should be able to make an extra 15, 20% per month off what you're already making inside of your business. So your email list, if they're already buyers, like, dude, you should be sending out referral emails. Like, hey, what's going on? You've been a client for 3 years. Reply to this email with a friend's name and phone number, and I'll send you a cool gift card if they decide to move forward with us. Like, that's a good email. Simple reply to email that will fill up your sales pipeline like never before. Second would be like nurturing every single email. So like, yeah, with the podcast or with the health insurance, it's like those emails, you have to treat them like they're already customers. Yeah, they haven't bought shit yet, but they're already customers in your mind. Like, every single email subscriber, regardless of a niche, should be making you at least $1 per month per subscriber. So if you have a 10,000 person email list who's warm, that should be making you 10K a month or more every single month. So you have to look at those KPIs too. But dude, email is also a great way to build rapport. Like my sales guy, I see my notifications up here on my laptop. Like my sales guy just said he closed somebody from my email list. So like email is huge. That's whatever it was deal. I don't know yet, but like they see emails every single day and then they wait and they keep getting emails. It's touch points, dude. You're in their fucking face every damn day. they're bound to be like, okay, I've seen his email for the 30th time. I'm going to buy now.
So you're emailing every day.
Sometimes twice a day.
I love it. To hell with the unsubscribes. It doesn't matter. They're not going to buy anyway, right?
Yeah. So they're like, dude, here's the thing about unsubscribes. I want people to unsubscribe because I don't want them spam reporting my, and they weren't going to buy anyway, dude. Like, fuck them. Like, I know that's really rude, but like, it's the truth, dude. Like, if they're not going to buy, they're not going to buy. If an email pisses off your customers, dude, they're just not in the right mindset. They're mentally ill. Like, I don't want them on my list anyway. So I'd rather have them unsubscribe and increase my open rates for the people who are quality who stay.
Right.
So yeah, dude. And also, you can't please everybody. You got to like just detach yourself from that.
Well, you know, like you said, if you're going to grow and scale your business, you have to be in a relentless pursuit of your buyers, of your avatar, of your customer. And so many guys like us, and I want you to explain that, because a lot of my colleagues, a lot of my peers, they don't even understand what their avatar, what is an avatar and what your avatar is. Like, you ask people to explain, and I'm sure you get this and it drives you nuts. I'm sure. Like, who's your avatar? And they're like, what? So, I mean, am I right?
Yeah, no, you're right, dude. People want to just say like, oh, it's just like, let's say for example, it's just people who are paying more for health insurance. Okay, like that's a good avatar, but like there's got to be an emotional part to the avatar. Like, what age are they? Do they have kids? Like, what does that look like? What's the highest lifetime value customer that we could target that's going to spend more money over time too? So like those are things, dude, that really matter. Like, you're going to make more money targeting a family plan than targeting something else, because once those kids turn 26, they got to get their own. Yes. So like, it's just a huge piece. Like, dude, I experienced that. I didn't realize how much health insurance was.
I can't believe you didn't call me to get your health insurance, bro.
No, dude, I'm in a different. Okay, so I'll talk to you about that after. But I'm in a weird scenario because for some weird reason, when I went through this provider, they sent me to another provider because there's like this weird 4-letter word of something that I had to apply through because I haven't been checked in the last year. Something about having a doctor appointment in the last year or something like that made me go to a different government program. I'll talk to you about it after, because I'm going to switch, by the way, to you.
Yeah, we'll talk offline on that stuff, man. It should, honestly, it shouldn't be that complicated. It's really super simple. Everybody in the world, in America, is scared to death of health insurance. I mean, just about like every business owner like me is scared to death of advertising and marketing because we don't know crap about it. Okay. Nobody understands health. Congress can't figure this stuff out. Nobody knows anything about it. Everybody hates it. It's too expensive. They don't want to use it. It's a pain in everybody's side. And so, you know, for me, it's a tough sell. You know, it's tough to get people to understand that, hey, listen, we can make this process really, really simple and easy for you. We're not shysters. We're going to help you. We're going to take care of you. If something goes wrong down the road, we're going to be here to help you out with it, you know? Yeah. But yeah, we can talk offline on that as well, man. And look, Nat, you know, I think we could do this for another hour today, but we're running out of time. I try to keep these things to about an hour to keep everybody dialed in. Bro, tell everybody where they can find you if they're looking for, if they want to learn more about Jason Wojo, about Wojo Media and how to scale their business. Where do they find you, Jason?
Yeah, they can go on Instagram. They can just go at the Jason Wojo, and they can see all my content. We post twice a day. If they do want to work with us or see what it would look like, they can just go to Instagram, watch some content, get nurtured first. And then if they want to, they can just click the link in my bio, and then they can book a demo call through there. But yeah, most of the people that come into my ecosystem, they all go to Instagram first for sure.
Yeah, good stuff. And I think you're over 1 million followers on Instagram now.
Yeah.
Massive. Wow. Massive. I love it. I love it, dude, man. I'm really, really proud of all your success. I really enjoy watching from you and learning. Like I said, I've admired you for a while, and I know that we're going to do some work together in the future as well. I really appreciate you being on the show today on Red Hot Read, and hopefully we'll do it again real soon. Okay, brother?
Yeah, of course, man.
Appreciate it. Take care, man. Thanks for being on the Red Hot Read.